Whenever it starts getting closer to Christmas, I don't know about you, but I always start making so many more baked desserts than I usually eat throughout the year. So today, we are gonna be making some brownies, but I couldn't decide what type of brownie to make, so I figured why not just do all of them? So I'm gonna put some chocolate chips, marshmallows, and walnuts in these brownies, and we'll just see how they turn out. All right, so we're gonna start with combining our dry ingredients together. And I usually like to just use a sifter. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the flour in here, which is about a 3/4 cup. So there's a 1/2 cup. Oh, there we go. Now it's a 1/2 cup. We'll add in 1/4 cup. Got my 3rd cup, which is, interestingly, probably my least used measuring cup in the kitchen. I'm trying to make fewer messes each time I bake. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. Most of the times I don't. 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. That's probably all we really need to sift. Because yeah, then we're gonna be adding, I got the sugar out, and then we're gonna be putting in chocolate chips, marshmallows, walnuts. Look at that, we got some logs. Also in the normal sugar. This one's gonna be most of it, so we'll do, all my goods have lumps in them. And just like your health, it's better not to have lumps. That was 1.5 cups of sugar. That one dries so much quicker. We'll do about 3/4 teaspoon of salt. This salt is coming out so slowly and it's scaring me. That's about 3/4 teaspoon. Now for the fun stuff. I'm gonna throw in we'll do about a 1/2 cup of each. These might be chunky. We'll see if my mind changes while I'm doing this. So what I'm thinking of right now is a 1/2 cup. Yeah. A few extra. 1/2 cup of marshmallows. Let me get those out, and then this is what we'll do. We'll crush these down a little bit so they're a bit smaller, because I don't like exactly how big they are right now, and I'm afraid they might overpower the rest of the brownie, which would not be good. We want equal opportunity brownies for all of the marshmallows, chocolate chips, and walnuts. We'll do like maybe half inside and then half on the top. I'm just gonna get a whisk and make sure all of this pretty well mixed. So we just added a bunch of things into here. Smells like Christmas. That ended up being pretty good bit, so. That was my largest bowl. Now we'll do the wet ingredients. 2. Don't add the eggshell. So I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup of olive oil instead of canola oil. So this, you will taste the olive oil more. Because canola oil is a pretty neutral oil. So when you add canola oil to your brownies, you generally don't taste it as much. So now I'm gonna do just a teensy bit of water, about 2 tablespoons, which in case you don't already know, a helpful measurement or conversion to know is that a 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons. Vanilla is in. Until these are homogeneous. And then we're going to slowly combine the wet and the dry. That requires advanced thought, preparation. I've already used my largest bowl for the dry ingredients. I'm gonna have to grab something else now to stir because I just threw my whisker into the sink, as some might call it. Brown land and like a yellowy, that looks kind of nasty actually now that I look at it like that. So we are just gonna cover that up. Starting to see it turn into like brownie batter. Now the helpful thing about mixing all of the ingredients beforehand is that you know now that all the ingredients are gonna be well distributed throughout the batter. Homogeneous. So at this point, you basically just have to be concerned with making sure that there's no clumps of dry ingredients. Okay, you see all those lumps in there? Those are lumps of goodness. I recently saw something where looks like some folks will make frostings for their brownies, which I don't know. I mean, I guess to each their own, but I've always been a little suspicious of brownie frosters. Like, what are you trying to hide under there? Like, brownies are amazing on their own, and dare I say, but I do dare, better than chocolate chip cookies. And I will hold strong to that opinion. Why would you hide the goodness of a brownie underneath an inferior frosting? It makes sense not. I don't know, or maybe I just haven't yet tasted the right brownie frosting. Conceptually, I don't know if I'm okay with it, but I would be open to trying it. Well, I have tried it multiple times. Now, I also have grease your pan however you'd like. I have just always ended up like spreading some butter around. I know there's like a million and one easier ways to do it, like a little spray or something. There is no reason for why I do this part other than I am a creature of habit, and I have just been doing it that way for a long time. Oh my gosh. It's a wrist workout. Guess you gotta burn off the calories somehow. Remember those walnuts we had left over? This is what they were for. This is their time to shine. That nice and evenly spread. All right, there she blows. She's ready to be baked alive. So she's topped at 325. I'm gonna put it in for about 40 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna check it and see how it's going. Alrighty, it just dinged, and so now we do the toothpick test. Also, I did not realize that marshmallows were gonna balloon up this big. So that's a lesson. That's very clean. When I first did it, I thought it was clean, but then I tried another spot and I realized I had stabbed the marshmallow. And so stabbing not the marshmallow. So we might do like another 5-ish minutes or so. Needs a bunch more time. Maybe adding in all of the extra ingredients is making it take longer. I can believe it. All right, trying again. The marshmallows have just completely taken over. This is ridiculous. That's a pretty good break. All right, so now we are gonna let this sit on its own. I don't know if you can see, really appreciate how wonky this is. There's a lot of elevation in there. One of the things that I'm realizing is that maybe as much as marshmallow brownies sound nice, just know that it's gonna screw up your top. But as long as you're okay with that, it's all good. All right, I'm super impatient when it comes to brownies. So I always end up cutting them before the time they're actually ready. So we'll just see how this goes. Nice, completely fell apart. That's beautiful presentation right there.